This tree is absolutely loaded with these sweet fruits every summer, but how do I get them from plant to plate? In this video, I'll show how to gather an abundance of these, or pretty much any small fleshy fruits from woody plants. A big struggle in foraging is how to get them from plant to plate. You obviously can't waste your time picking each fruit one by one, but you can gather a ton at once by smacking the branches and letting them fall into a container. And this was a principal indigenous method of fruit and seed collection. However, you then also have to deal with the debris and bugs that come along with the fruits falling, and you have to sort out the unripe and bad fruits. I'll show you how to do all of this in this video. This method allows one to easily get pounds of fruits from tree to mouth in a short time. But first, a bit about the species. Behind me is an anacua tree. It actually used to be called a holly tree commonly because it has these red fruits and these glossy leaves. And actually this entire neighborhood of Austin is called the Holly neighborhood, and 2 streets over there's the Holly Street, and all of those are actually named after this tree, anacua. So this would of course be a very historically important fruiting plant, a fleshy fruit that would have been eaten by indigenous peoples in the area, which is found in central Texas, South Texas, and northern Mexico. So not a huge range, but it's obviously very delicious. They have these nice sweet fruits. They're very fleshy. They each have a couple seeds. I just spit those out, but I'm not sure if those are edible or not. It's possible that you can grind them up and make a meal out of them. Another plant in the Boraginaceae, the stone seeds, Lithospermum genus, a lot of the seeds of those were eaten by indigenous peoples throughout the Great Plains mainly, like the Blackfeet. They ate a lot of Lithospermum seeds, and we have a few Lithospermum here. But I've got my foraging net here, which I'm gonna use to gather them. I'm gonna set up the camera. But yeah, look how many fruits are in this anacua tree. It's crazy. Forgot to say, one way to ID the tree is its very sandpapery like leaves. It's actually sometimes called the sandpaper tree. I made this foraging net inspired by historical indigenous foraging tools, but it uses cloth rather than the historical basketry. And the long cross handle is great for reaching high or into plants, especially prickly ones like agarita. I have a video linked on the screen now and in the description for the instructions to make it, and it costs almost nothing. I have a stick to whack or agitate the branches. This way only the ripe fruits fall. I'll hit a bunch of trees in one day and then come back a few days later and get the later ripening ones. So it's easy to get a ton, but I need to clean these up a little bit. First, just toss out some of this bigger debris. And there's probably gonna be some bugs in there, but they'll usually walk off on their own. It's a false ant, actually. It's a nectara. See, if you just spread it out on the ground outside and just let it sit there for, I don't know, an hour or so, all these little bugs will just crawl off on their own. But if there's like little hiding spots for them, they might be underneath there, so that's why I like to spread it out. But yeah, they'll walk off. And if not, we'll get them during the flotation. Now for the winnowing process. This is a universal historical food processing method to remove a food product from its associated debris, or the wheat from the chaff. The debris is lighter than the fruits, so when dropped from a height with a wind current, you can aim it so that the debris is swept outside of the container while the fruits fall back in. The breeze here is very gentle, but up close and especially in slow-mo, you can see the separation. Now, that's sometimes all that's needed to clean what you forage, but these anacua have a lot of wrinkled old fruits mixed in that I want to remove. In general, the anacua take a lot more effort to process because of this, but it's a good opportunity to demonstrate all this. So I'm doing a second round of winnowing with a box fan blowing off screen. This is strong enough to separate the old fruits from the good ones, but not super well, though they are at least pushed to one side of the basket where I can easily pick them out. For stuff that I can't winnow, I separate by flotation, which works in 2 ways. In one, like for acorns, good or bad stuff floats, and bad or good stuff sinks, so you just separate one layer. In the other way, good fruits don't stick to your hands, but the debris and dried old fruits do. I'm using this lather method in the video, combined with some picking out. The debris and dried fruits stick to my hands, and I sling them off, and then repeat. Once it looks clean enough, I drain them and set them to dry off just the surface water. Then they're ready to eat. or prepare in some other way. I gathered like 4 times this amount. I only videotaped this batch, though I could have gotten a ton more. Birds like these, but most simply fall to the ground and rot. It's kind of sad. So for these, I dried some, as I dry most wild fruits for storage. I also put a bunch in a pot, covered them with water, and cooked them on a low simmer for a few hours until they were falling apart. Then I strained out the seeds and fibrous part with a wire mesh basket to get the pure, juicy pulp, which I canned or ate straight or in smoothies or various other recipes. Alright, that's it for today, y'all. Please watch some more videos on my channel, or if you want some serious depth of info, check out my Patreon. I also have exclusive member videos, a website, an online shop where I sell my artwork on merch. Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.